Today we will be making this beautiful layered Ankara skirt. If this is something you would love to try, stay with me until the end. Here are the two connector pieces and these are the ruffle pieces. To get the ruffle width, multiply the connector piece by 2.5. We will start from the bottom. The first ruffle piece is attached to the bottom of the connector. The second ruffle piece is top stitched at the top of the same connector. Then the second connector comes in right above it. The third ruffle will be top stitched at the top of that second connector, and finally the waistband goes on. For reference, the band measures 4.5 inches in width, the ruffle pieces are 8.5 inches long, and the connectors are 7 inches long. Now let's move to the sewing machine. First, place the band on fold and sew the short end by ½ inch. Open the seam flat, then fold the band again. Next, fold the connector piece and sew down by ½ inch. Repeat the same for the second connector. For the ruffles, run a loose stitch along the top edge. Pull gently to create gathers. Place the gathered piece on fold and sew by ½ inch. Here is the first connector already joined. Wear it over the first ruffle as shown, then sew by 0.5 inch. Flip the connector upwards into position. Now bring in the second ruffle piece already gathered. Sew the end by ½ inch. Adjust the gathers so they are evenly distributed. Then top stitch it on the top of the connector. Next is connector 2. Place it over these layers and sew all around by ½ inch, making sure the side seams align. Pull the connector upward then attach the third ruffle at the top. Fold to sew. Adjust the gathers. If your gathering thread comes loose, you can form gathers manually as you sew along and sew all around by ½ inch. Finish off the hems by overlocking, then folding each of the 3 layers by ½ inch. Now it's time to attach the waistband. Place the band over the gathered layers and sew around by ½ inch, leaving a 2-inch gap. Through this opening, we will insert the elastic. The elastic should be about 5 inches shorter than your actual waist measurements. While threading it through, pin one end so it doesn't slip inside. Once both ends meet, join them by 1 inch. Close the band opening and secure it with a final seam. Lastly, top stitch around the waistband to hold the elastic in place. Be sure to stretch as you sew so the stitch stays centered. And with that, your layered Ankara skirt is complete.